Hello viewers, my name is Jordan Golson. This is the new 2022 Chevy Silverado ZR2, and you can think of it as a luxury version of the Chevy Silverado Trail Boss that was available previously. They found that some Trail Boss buyers who wanted all of that off-road capability wanted a little bit more in the way of technology and luxury as well. So you can think of the ZR2 as a little bit of a step below the Ford F-150 Raptor and the Ram TRX. They're not trying to compete with that. They're not trying to pretend. It's a little bit cheaper. This one comes in, they say it's like $67,000, but by the time you put the $1,300 Borla exhaust that makes this 6.2 liter V8 sound awesome. So that's a must-have. Destination and a couple other things, you're at about $70,000. It's less than you're gonna pay for a Raptor, that's less than you're gonna pay for a TRX. Is it a good value? The most important thing about this truck is that, number one, it has a V8. Number two, it sounds incredible. And it looks really good. So if you're the type of person who's buying a truck to look and sound amazing, and maybe you think, boy, that Ford Raptor with its twin turbo 3.5 liter V6 doesn't sound that good, this is the truck to buy. Because it looks good, it sounds awesome, and every time that V8 roars, so that's the number one reason for me for someone to buy this truck, because it sounds wicked. And so that's the differentiator between this and the Raptor. For actual off-roading, this thing is ready to go. It's got a 2-speed gearbox, so you got high and low, locking front and rear diff, DSSV dampers, if you know what they are. I don't have to explain it. If you don't know what they are, just know it makes it really good off-road. The tires, giant skid plates underneath, it gives it the look and it gives it the capability. If you want to know way more about it, because I am not an off-road expert by any means, go check out my friend Tim's video on it at Pickup Truck Talk. Links in the description below. But I just want to talk a little bit about what this vehicle's place is in the segment. Raptor, TRX, it's sort of in that realm. They're not trying to compete. It's not going to be like a crazy speed desert racer, though it can certainly get across the desert like easily and perform well and going to do everything that most people who buy it are going to need. And it makes for a really interesting platform for future updates and to do cooler, better, more powerful things, because it does have that big 6.2 liter engine, plenty of power, all that stuff, and then you can upgrade, because that's what people do with their Raptors, what people do with their TRX and all that. Maybe most crucially is that Chevy has redone the entire interior, and this makes such a difference when you're comparing all the trucks together, because a new F-150, it's got a great big 12-inch touchscreen here in the middle that dominates everything. TRX, same deal. And now Chevy and GMC are in the same boat, because you've got this big touchscreen here running Android Automotive. So this has native Google Maps, Google Assistant, all that sort of stuff. You can go here and you can swipe through, get into the camera, Wi-Fi hotspot, trailering stuff, all the apps and things that you might be used to as a Silverado owner. But then you have the Google Play Store. And what that's going to do is you're going to get all of these different apps from Netflix or YouTube or Spotify or whatever. You're going to be able to install them because this is running Android Automotive. And what it does is basically it runs the entire back end of the infotainment screen. And all Chevy has to do is install their stuff on top of it. So it's like having an Android phone and then being able to download all the apps that you want to download, instead of buying the Chevy phone and having a very limited selection of apps. It does do wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You get all these buttons here. You can lock the front and rear diffs. You got hill descent control. You got the hazard lights. You can open the rear tailgate, all that stuff. Down here, they've kept the temperature knobs. Thank goodness. Appreciate that. These are pretty loaded with the ZR2 package, so it's about 70 grand, like I said. And you got cooled seats, heated steering wheel. You do have a physical volume knob here and a physical home button as well, so you can hit that, and this takes you back to the home screen. And full screen Google Maps. Move a little bit further down. I love how this console is laid out. This whole thing, Chevy is killing it now. They were late to sort of redoing the whole interior and making it modern and awesome, but now they've done it. So you got this big center like bin here, and you can put stuff. This is our off-road radio that we were using earlier. Okay, then this is one of my favorite things. So I've got my phone right here, right? There's this little slot right here, and you can just drop your phone in the slot, and that's where the wireless charger is. So your phone just sits in there, and then if you need it, you can just pull it out, and you've got it. And then it just goes back. This is like the best storage solution I've found for a smartphone in a car. Another thing that they've fixed is over here in the giant screen, you have the clock and the outside temperature displayed all the time, even when CarPlay is on. Used to be, if you had CarPlay on, you couldn't see the outside temperature. It was the silliest thing, and they have fixed it. Steering wheel's pretty normal. The ZR2 does have adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, all that stuff. It does have a great big heads-up display, which you can have display, you know, normal speed limit stuff, but also, like, right now it's set to display some off-road indicator, so like what the degrees of pitch and turning the steering wheel and all that sort of stuff. The ZR2 gets a special interior with these sort of carbon fibery look, but they like feel like rubber. There's carbon fiber. Like, it all feels really nice, and you've got this nice stitching here, and so that's all ZR2 exclusive, and you get some nice seats as well. These are actually super comfy, and Tim over at Pickup Truck Talk was talking about how he does not like the regular Silverado seats, but he really likes these. So if you don't love the seats in the regular Silverado, give these a try, see if you like them a little bit better. Exterior looks really cool. You've got the tow hooks up front. They're red on this one. This is a white truck with like black accents. Whole unique individual grille on the front. Honestly, the whole truck looks really cool, especially in the blue color, which we were not able to snag for this drive, but the blue looks fantastic, and I think it's like a $300 extra charge, something like that. Black wheels. The whole truck looks really good, aggressive, ready to go out and attack the desert and whatever, or, if we're honest, your local mall parking lot, but it looks really good doing it. And so much of this truck is, you know, it's capable, even if you're not going to use it, the look and the sound. And it's got everything. It checks all the boxes there. These days, we know any truck that's on the dealership lot is gonna sell because there's such a shortage. The ZR2, if you want something that's a little bit more capable off-road, or that looks really cool or sounds awesome, and you don't care that it gets absolutely terrible fuel economy, because we were getting something like 13 miles per gallon today, though a lot of that was off-road, so you can't hold too much of that against them, but it's not going to get great fuel economy. You have this great, big, beautiful hood, says 6.2 liter on it to remind you of what's under there, and V8, the sound is awesome. Make sure to get the Borla exhaust. It sounds fantastic, honestly. The interior is killing it now too. There's no huge knock against this, except the rock rails are far too thin, because they're almost a good step up, but they're not quite wide enough. So you can like put part of your foot on there and then step in. If it were just like an inch wider, it would be so much easier to climb in. You're really nitpicking there, and if you're buying this big a truck, you'll be fine climbing in and out. A couple other things I wish it had. Full panoramic sunroof would be nice. Instead, you just get the one over the front seats. This one doesn't have the multi-flex rear tailgate, so spec that if you want it. That came from GMC, and now it's in the Chevys as well, and it lets it like split in half and turn into a seat or a step to climb in, or make it easier to reach, and all sorts of stuff. It's a really nice feature. I kind of wish it was standard for almost $70,000, but it's an option. And listen to that. Sounds great. 0 to 60, there are faster things, but from 50 to 70, this thing absolutely rips. So if you're gonna go past somebody or merge onto the highway, something like that, not gonna do your fuel or your wallet any favors. But if you're buying this, you probably don't care. If you want to learn more about the off-road capabilities, honestly, there are other videos you can watch, but I wanted to put this into place with all the other trucks that Chevy sells, where this fits in. It's off-road, but higher end luxury, all the tech features, things like that. It doesn't have Super Cruise available, so it can't do the hands-free driving down the road, which the High Country has, but this, you get the big screen, you get the heated seats and cooled seats, you get all the features. Trail Boss, that's almost High Country, but not quite a bit cheaper than Raptor and a lot cheaper than TRX. You get the sound, you get the look, you get the feel. This thing's great. So that's the Chevy Silverado ZR2. If you enjoyed this video, click here to watch another one. Thanks so much for watching. Drive safely.